Hashtag why Stage Northcutt over your toilet. That's so terrible. The best. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the UFC Sao Paulo preview show. My name is Eddie Law. Here's the thing. So you guys missed it. We should have been live minutes ago. Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Nick Pilecki, you can see behind Nick. In fact, Nick, say something real quick.
What's going on?
Okay, you see behind him all those posters? Apparently he don't know what poster he has behind him or where his toilet is. Because Don goes, I have a question. Why does Nick have a poster of Stage Northcutt over his toilet? And this motherfucker turned around and looked like he didn't know where his bathroom is or where the poster is. He's like, who the fuck put a poster up? Wait a minute. Like, goddamn, Nick. Come on, man.
Oh, fuck it.
All right. Speaking of which, well, we got Mr. Nick Pilecki here, Jesse Rivera's here, and our boy Don Munoz. What's up, man?
I'm the Christos Porzingis of the MMA world. What's up?
Whoa, he said that without actually moving his mouth. You see that? No, this is going to be the best show ever because everything came out and then you actually moved your mouth. It's the best lag ever. Like, this is the lag we want. That was some good shit.
Yes.
If you're not watching Bellator right now, it's pretty much all of us except for Nick, and I think you might have it on, right, Don?
I'm watching it.
Okay. Yeah, I have it on there.
Once again, this is the reason I don't watch Bellator very much, because they lie. They say they're live. Even when their fucking events are in California, which is not. This is Missouri. But even when the events are in San Jose, in the west side, in California, the whole west coast needs to wait for 4 hours to watch it. It's stupid. So, Bellator until then, I'm probably not going to watch it. And I just YouTube your fucking shit tomorrow or later tonight. Anyway, all right. But we're here to talk about UFC Fight Night Sao Paulo. Vitor Belfort against Dan Henderson, number 3, the grudge match. And let's get right to it here. UFC Fight Pass, the early prelims, obviously on Fight Pass, start off 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. So normal card time, right? We're not going too early. We're not going too late. So it looks it's a good time to start. So let's kick it off with the very first fight. Bruno Correia against Mateos Nicolau. Both guys made weight pretty easily. Pretty friendly, amicable, whatever. Stare down. Kick it real quick here with Bruno. Bruno, according to Sherdog, is 4-0. According to UFC.com, is 4-1. So before the show, Jesse brought that up. He said, "Why are they just that terrible?" And you were talking about it, right, Jesse? What is your beef with the UFC's website?
Well, I mean, it's on there like for media people, you know, like so I guess media can just go there and get all their information, and if it's wrong, like then you have media people sounding like dumbasses out there, giving people an extra loss that they don't have or whatever. So yeah, that's my problem with that. Like imagine like some reporter with a big nose talking about like someone's record and sounding like a dumbass more than he already is, So. Anyway, whatever. Screw that guy.
That was a good one.
This is what it is. So again, UFC apparently doesn't know what their guys' records are. But anyway, whoa, chill. My nephew's here. Hang on. You good? You okay? You want to be shirtless? Is that what it is? Hey, come here. Come say hi to America. Come here. Come. No hi? This is how my nephew does it. If you ask him to do something, he goes the opposite way. So we go, hey, come say hi to America. He goes, no hi. Fuck that. Runs away like a doctor. All right. Anyway, again, Bruno Correia, 4-1. We'll just go with the UFC's shit because this is what we're gonna work with. 4-1. Had this guy, one of those guys from Chuto, Brazil, right? As is Mr. Mateos Nicolau, if I'm not mistaken. They're both Chuto guys. But if you haven't found out yet or haven't seen them, UFC Fight Pass has picked up Chuto Brazil. Great promotion, by the way. They're loading up on promotions on that Fight Pass, which totally makes it worth the $10 a month. But let's start off here with Jesse. Who you getting in this fight? Who you picking in this fight and why?
It's pretty even in my opinion, just because they're both making their debut here in the UFC. The UFC already gave one guy a loss, so I don't know if maybe they're predicting the future or something. But I mean, for me, Mateos looks like, from what I saw on his record and everything, he looks like he's the more well-rounded fighter. He likes to push the pace. And Correa on the other side, he just doesn't have the experience on his side, in my opinion. So I'm going with Mateos. I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's gonna get another TKO. He's trying to accumulate a lot of TKOs, it looks like. So I'm assuming he's gonna stop this fight pretty early.
All right, so you're picking Bruno to go 5-1 then. Sorry,
Apparently.
Bruno. Mateos, my bad.
Yeah. No, Mateos is to win. Yeah,
Okay,
there you
Mateos
go.
to win by knockout. All right, got it. All right, Don, as we were talking, or Jesse was talking about, these guys are both making their debut. As we know, and we talk about frequently on shows like these, UFC jitters are real. They're the real deal. So this is kind of even on here, except for the fact that Nicolas has a few more fights. Mateos has a few more fights than Bruno does. Who are you picking in this fight, and why?
Basically, the way Jesse said it, Mateos literally has more wins on his record than Bruno has fights.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, if you're already going to give a guy a loss, even though you should, I'm just going to go with it. Look, I say Mateos, TKO. Actually, no, I don't even think you're going to finish it, because when you're in the UFC, your first fight most of the time, unless you're Stage Northcutt or other bastards, you don't finish your first fight. Usually you drag it out to decision, which I see Mateos dragging it out, third round decision.
All right, Nick.
See, I'm going completely different. I'm going Bruno with a submission win. I've been watching him in Shooto for a while, and yeah, his last win in Shooto was a decision, but his two prior before were crazy submissions out of nowhere. I'm going Bruno by submission, and it's going to be a crazy fight, but I see him pulling up a submission in the third round.
All right, yeah, he does have an anaconda choke on his record last year, in fact. But yeah, he's like, I don't know, real slick on the ground and shit. So, but I'm going with Jesse and Don. I'm going Mateos by TKO at least. Although those guys that make their debuts are almost always just so not scared, or they're kind of nervous and they're tentative, right? They're like, man, should I fucking do this or not? Because if you lose in the UFC, that's one of your three strikes. And then if you mess up, you do two more, you're out, right? You could be a short-lived UFC career. So, but I am gonna take Mateos by TKO in this fight. But point taken on the jiu-jitsu there, Nick. But yeah, I'm going with the KO guy. All right, moving on. Pedro Munoz, the young Punisher, stole that from Big Pun almost, kinda. That's what I thought. And Don knows who that is, right? Big Pun. You guys don't know who Big Pun is, right? No.
Yeah.
No.
Y'all still not a player.
Yeah, I'm still a hater, man. But Big Pun, man. When I saw the Young Punisher, the first thing I thought was that exact song. Actually, it's like, I'm not a player, I was rocking like one. It's like, woo. But anyway, taking on, I know, way off tangent here, or on tangent. All right, taking on Jimmy Rivera. We got Brazil against USA. 12-1 record for Mr. Munoz, and 17-1 for Rivera. Looking at Pedro, he's 3 fights in the UFC. Last fight was a no contest, overturned by the NSBA. I didn't see why. Did anyone see why that was?
Yeah, he got popped because he had testosterone metabolites that were not his own natural ones. So they were like foreign or whatever.
And the UFC didn't get rid of him. That bothers me a little bit. Was when it's like undercard guys that do that. You know what I mean? And they get caught, and the UFC don't do nothing about it, really. For some reason, that gets to me a little bit. I'm just like, okay, maybe you should discipline that dude. But anyway, last fight was against Jared Sanders. Obviously, no contest. Before that, beat Matt Hobar at the Ultimate Fighter Brazil 3 finale by TKO in the first round. So the dude can throw punches for sure. Jimmy Rivera, meanwhile, training at a Tiger Showman in New Jersey, apparently. He's got a shitload of fights in a row. But he beat Marcus Brimage in July. I think that's the one. That might have been the fight that got Marcus Brimage kicked out of the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. And but that was a knockout punch in the first round. It was a pretty quick fight if you look back at it. So the dude's got power. I mean, he's got 4 knockouts in his on his record, 2 submissions, 11 decisions, which is what made me think twice about picking him tonight. But let's start here with Don, Jimmy, and Pedro. Who you picking?
Oh, man. I just one of the fights I don't pay attention to because it's usually on the cards that no one watches. Just because I'm not prepared for it, I'm going to go with the guy with more fights. Let's go with Jimmy Rivera. That's my in-depth, perfect answer. Ariel Helwani style, just go with the guy with the higher record.
All right. Jesse, who you got in this one, man?
Hey, is Rivera the one that has the only loss to Assunção? Or is it?
I believe so.
Does he? What? I just.
No, not to Assunção.
No.
It's Munoz then, right? Munoz is the one that has the loss to Assunção.
You're probably right on that, but let me check on that while you make your
Well, anyway,
your pick.
that's what I based my pick on. I was going with Pedro Munoz because I think that was his only loss on his record. And other than that, I mean, to go, you know, and lose to a Sun Sao by decision, it's not a bad way to go. I mean, I think it was like his first fight in the UFC or second fight in the UFC.
Yeah, his loss is against a Sun Sao.
Okay. So see, I mean, Sun Sao's a beast, dude, and he's the guy that everybody keeps talking about, you know, making his comeback finally and, you know, getting that title shot. So, to me, like Eddie said, I mean, the only thing I don't like about, you know, his whole persona at this point is, you know, popping for some testosterone metabolite, probably like some monkey or dog or whatever the hell he had in there. But, you know, I think Munoz is going to win this submission win because, you know, he seems to be really slick on the ground, jiu-jitsu kind of guy. So I'm going with Munoz.
All right, Nick, who you got, man?
I'm gonna go with Jimmy. I see him grinding out like a very boring win against Pedro. Simple.
Yeah, easy to say. Yeah, I'll go with that. Here's the thing. I like Jimmy, but he is a very careful guy. Like, he will only take a chance when it's quite freaking obvious, and sometimes that'll even scare him a little bit, enough to just hold back and just do just enough, right? He almost, you know, tries to get takedowns. He's one of those guys who tries to get takedowns at the end of the round to try and steal a round of some sort. But I'm going to go with him. You know, I changed my pick last second. I'm going to go with Munoz at home. That's what I'm going to do. For some reason, the fact that I just said this guy's too careful bothers me. I think Munoz is going to take advantage of that and try to fuck with him. But I'm going to take Munoz at home in Brazil, man. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So that is your UFC Fight Pass, the early prelims. Again, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. And moving on here to the FS1 prelims. Not FS2, FS1, finally. These motherfuckers aren't stupid and put some shit on FS2. No one watches that shit. Actually, sorry. I skipped the fight. My bad. Let's go back to the Fight Pass prelims and talk about Vizcardi Andrade against Ghassan Molotov, the Cobra. Honestly, I don't even hate that nickname, Cobra, because no one else has that in the UFC, I think. Simple, not original whatsoever, but it kind of fits. So, all right, let's talk about Andrade real quick. Andrade is, according to Sherdog, 17-6, 17-7. You know what? The UFC's giving everyone an extra loss. Let's just go with that. 17-7 with the UFC's website. Last spot at UFC Fight Night 36, that one with Machida Musasi, I believe. Lost to Nicholas Musoki via decision. Before that, had like a friggin' 7-fight win streak. But his first fight, TKO win in the first round against Bristol Marunde. So this guy, you know, he has hope, you know. And from Sao Paulo, so he's fighting at home. Then Ghassan Molotov, the Cobra out of Russia, one of these Russian monsters. Unfortunately, his last fight was a loss to Cathal Pendred. But as we know, the world was just vindicated by the Brit Tom Breeze. The entire world got a win back on their record because Cathal Pendred lost. And I know Don hates the fact that I said that because he likes Cathal Pendred, but we'll live with it until Cathal Pendred gets another win. Anyway, before that, he beat Paulo Thiago at the Tough Brazil 3 finale, but he has a loss to Neil Magny as well. So if you look at his record outside of the UFC, pretty good, right? Goes on win streaks and everything. In the UFC, very inconsistent, win loss. And as we know, you can't do that if you want to stick around, and 2, want to make any kind of strides toward a title shot, right? So, but it is one of those scary Russian guys. So we got just a scary Russian dude who likes to grind dudes out against a jiu-jitsu guy who likes to TKO motherfuckers regardless. So let's start off with Jesse here, man. Who you got?
I have to go with Andrade. I'm assuming he's going to get a KO here, a nice knockout. I don't know. Ghassan kind of looks. I saw one of his fights, and he kind of just doesn't have that explosive power like that the other Russians seem to have. You know, he kind of really just kind of, I don't know. To me, he seems like he's on a different level, a lower level than most of the other Russian guys that are coming over. And to me, he's not one of those elite Russian, you know, wrestlers that they have over there. So I think Andrade is just going to be able to stop him from taking him down, and he's just going to blast him on the feet and put him away. And like you said, I mean, going on a 7-fight win streak before running into Musoke, I mean, Musoke is a pretty decent fighter. So it's not really that tough of a loss, you know. And he was a part of the tough Brazil, the second season, you know, went through there and everything. So I've got hope for Andrade, especially since he's at home. I don't know where Gaston trains at, so, you know, if he's training out of his native Russia, you know, that, or what is it, whatever that area is, if he's got that long flight over there, it's going to suck for him. So I got to go with Andrade.
Okay, yeah, and he fights out of, well, according to Sherdog, because who knows what the fuck UFC wants to do. Fight Night's team out of Zinzeli, Astrakhan Oblast, Russia. So throw a dart at your Russian map, and that's where he's from. That's kind of what it is. Anyway, let's go with Don here. Who you got, man?
Can you please say that Russian place again?
No.
Oh, I look like an asshole now.
Yeah, it didn't work this time, motherfucker. Go ahead.
This Carde Andrade. I'm gonna go with him based on what Jesse said, because Russian cat has to fly like 16 hours to get out there. He's gonna be lagged out. And Andrade, like you were saying, before he ran into the train that was Masoke, he was doing very well outside the UFC. So, I mean, just along with just the travel and the fact that you're going to be somebody with more experience and they're going to be fighting basically at home, it's kind of the perfect setup to get knocked out.
Definitely, and it's going to be a long-ass flight back or a long-ass drive home for whoever loses, or a long-ass flight back for the Russian if he loses. I'll go next here. The Russians are scary. Normally I would pick a Russian, just for the fact that they scare the shit out of everybody. They wrestle bears, man. And then they tear their knees over and over again, and then pop a fucking rib and can't fight for anybody anymore. But I'm going with Andrade. I'm going with Andrade at home with the jiu-jitsu. Pretty even as far as the winning record goes. 5 knockouts, TKO, 6 submissions, 6 decisions. So he can knock dudes out. He can finish guys on the ground. I'm thinking, you know, even if Molotov tries to wrestle with him, I think Andrade can get some kind of submission off his back, or maybe even get on top. So, I don't know. This fight's weird for me, but I'm gonna pick Andrade on this one, especially with the hometown advantage. All right, Nick, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the hometown advantage. I'm gonna go with Andrade on this one. I think the Russian he doesn't have what it takes. Like basically what Jesse said and what Don's agreeing too. It's just that flight, man. It's that trip to Brazil is gonna screw him over. So I'm gonna go with the Brazilian. Wow.
The Brazilian. So here's the thing. Nick just pointed out something very important here. Okay, the fact that we go with the Russian, wait, the Brazilian, we know the Russian. These undercard guys, unfortunately, are very not well known. How's that? They're not well known at all. So we're all kind of like, okay, we have to study up on these motherfuckers and shit. But regardless, there's a reason they're on the undercard, so you get to know them, and then maybe one day they'll be lucky enough to be on the main card, and everyone can know these motherfuckers, right? That's the hope. All right. Anyway, like I said before, that's the UFC Fight Pass prelims, the early prelims, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. Moving on to the FS1 prelims being kicked off, and as Jesse always brings up, it's how the UFC likes to structure their cards, right? I'm assuming they're expecting Correa versus Nicolau to be pretty exciting, to start off with good tempo on the card. But these the FS1 prelims, the ones that are on TV that everyone can see without having to have Fight Pass, are the ones that really put momentum on the card. So, Jesse, you can go first here. Kevin Souza against Skelly. Souza, according to the UFC website, 19-3. Has a long ass fucking fight streak right now, but 3 in the UFC. So people are starting to talk about him. And he finishes fights. Other than his very first fight, which is a split decision against Felipe Arantes, he's got basically a TKO and a knockout in his last 2 fights. And we got Skelly, who, all due respect, he's a tough guy, but he's not a finisher. You know what I mean? He's got, and I know I sound like I'm full of shit because in the last 3 fights he's got 2 finishes. But before that, lots of decisions and shit. So, I don't know. Let's start with Jesse, man. What do you think of this? What do you think of this as a very first fight on FS1, and who are you picking?
I like the fight actually. When I was looking at this fight and sizing these 2 guys up, it looks like these guys are just gonna pretty much sit in there and just throw at each other. Someone's gonna fall down, the other guy's gonna jump on them, and hopefully we're gonna get one of those like crazy ass moments where the ref is like trying to save someone's life. Skelly, it looks like he's turned a corner, like I don't know if maybe he went to a different training camp or something, but he's just looking better. in his fights. Unfortunately, on a 3-fight win streak, he's gonna run into Souza. Souza 10 wins in a row. That's pretty legit. I think it's 14 knockouts that he has on his record. So this dude just comes to throw, put people to sleep, and just kind of collect a check and walk out. So I got to go with Souza here. And I think it's going to be one of those pretty exciting fights to start off this this whole card. Hopefully this isn't like the highlight of the card, like sometimes it tends to happen where it gets really exciting at the beginning, then it kind of fizzles out at the end. But I don't know, we might get one of those this time, especially with that main event.
All right, if anyone watching, if you guys wanna throw in on this discussion, hit us up all on Twitter. You can hit us up at CrossBonesMMA. Myself at Elaw31. Don is at Don the MMA guy.
You got it.
I got it. Sweet. At Nick X Micro is Nick, and SPWAT 1983 Spawat for
you know what though?
Jesse,
you know what though, man? Don is making me hungry as hell over here, just munching on those pickles, dude.
What the fuck you eating, dude? Pickles?
Dude, white people food, dog. White people food, dog.
Damn, look at that. Bam.
And they're good for you. No.
Damn,
all right. So just start off. Don, who you got, man?
Okay, so I'm going to go kind of the opposite. I think Chad Skelly coming out of Team Takedown, he's a wrestler. Wrestled with Johnny Hendricks. That's one of his main training partners. He's going to wrestle fuck this guy. He's going to do something that's just boring. We're all going to hate it. It's the get up, get your sandwich kind of fight. I just see, even though his nickname's the Scrapper, he's more of a wrestler. It doesn't really make sense to me. So I just think he's going to wrestle fuck him for maybe 2.5, maybe 3 rounds. But he'll come away with the W, and it's going to be just a boring W.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening. All right, Nick, who you got, man?
Basically what Don said, I'm going with Skelly because it's, like he said, he trains with one of the best wrestlers in mixed martial arts today. And
who?
Shush. He doesn't make weight, but you know.
No. Mr. makes his excuses. No. He doesn't get that label.
Damn.
I'm going Skelly because he's gonna wrestle fuck him to death. Basically what Don said. And fuck you, Jesse.
Bringing it. All right. I'm going with Souza. Mostly on the hope that it continues that fight streak and we get some more exciting fights out of him. But I'm hoping for a knee to the face of Skelly when he goes for a takedown. Because look, he's not an idiot. Skelly or Souza and his coaches know Skelly's gonna try and take him down. So they got to be planning for some kind of a way to stop him, whether it's takedown defense by sprawling or whatever else, or maybe keeping him at bay with some jabs and some strikes of that sort. But I think Skelly's gonna go for a shot and eat a big old knee and get knocked out. So I'm going with Souza on this one. But all right, moving on here. The next fight, we get the return of the Carpenter. Although I don't think he was gone that long. I think he fought in April. But he's not forgettable that we can say the return of the Carpenter in Clay Guida, number 11 featherweight, 32-12 against Thiago Tavares, 23-6-1 out of Brazil. Clay Guida, I think, trained out of Team Alpha Male and out of Elevation now, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So he's actually, he's hopping around camps. Still maintains his association with Jackson Wink MMA, so in New Mexico. So he's he's still got that side to him. The way I describe, and I'll go first on this one. The way I describe Clay Guida is inconsistent as all fuck. Let's look at the last 6 fights. Lost to Gray Maynard, beats Hatsu Hioki. Loses to Chad Mendez, beats Kawajiri. Loses to Bermudez, and then beats Peralta in April. However, he is the guy that holds wins over RDA, Rafael dos Anjos, the current champ at lightweight, and what's his name? Fuck.
Pettis.
Thank you, Anthony Pettis, and somehow Nate Diaz, which I still don't believe that should have gone to Clay Guida. That was whatever, dude. That was a split. Nate Diaz should have won that fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So that's Clay Guida. As far as Thiago Tavares goes. Also inconsistent, but he put together a decent, obviously 2-fight win streak. But he holds the this distinct honor of having lost to Magomedov via TKO in the first round in 2013, which might be fucking the last time we see Khabib. I'm not sure what his last fight was, but regardless, this kid he could fight. but it's a weird fight for him. 13 submissions. He's a ground specialist. Clay Guida, a wrestler, but we see him strike like a psycho. So I'm actually, God, I hate doing this. I'm gonna go Clay Guida by super boring decision, and it's gonna be one of those where everyone's booing him. But I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping it's gonna be Clay Guida via TKO or something exciting. So that's my pick. I'm going. I hate doing it because I can't stand Clay Guida, but Clay Guida. Don, who you got?
I got Clay Guida too, man. It's not. Clay Guida is one of those people where I just enjoy watching him the whole time. I mean, he'll constantly keep going until someone stops him, which usually doesn't happen. Even though he gets stopped, he'll then just get right back up and start running around again. But fighting out at elevation, Neil Magny, Matt Brown, just a bunch of killers up there, man. TJ Dillashaw, I think he's setting himself up for a possible run into the top 15 and then just a sudden fall out of the spotlight like his brother. So yeah, let's go Clay Guida. I think Clay is gonna have the ability to push him against the cage and eventually knock him out, just like my boy Khabib did. Uncrowned champion Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Uncrowned champion. Okay.
Bear champion.
Yeah, bear champion maybe, but who knows if he'll even fight again. Maybe he'll make some good ribs. I don't know.
White people, we stick together. In a non-racist way, we stick together.
All right, Nick, let's go with you next, man. Who you got in this fight?
I'm going Clay too, man. I like Clay. He's one of the fighters I grew up with the sport watching, but I do think he's going to take it by decision, like you said, Eddie, a boring ass decision. He's one of the vets, but I do think that this new training camp is going to show us a different Clay Guida in this fight. He's not going to be as wrestle fucking, but he's still going to wrestle fuck him. So.
All right. You guys can also hit us up on the YouTube. Okay. Was that a 40 ounce? I think I'm seeing shit. All right. We got Brian, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, Brian, let me know if it's you. Brian NY, I think, on Twitter. With the Rangers logo on his avatar. But we got a few comments here. I think we got someone from Brazil watching, because I don't understand anything you said, sir. I apologize. And then we have Bryce saying these WWE entrances by Bellator make me vomit. I'm with you. And then
fuck it, I like him.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. And then Nick, he's wondering if you're drinking a 40 ounce.
Does this look like a 40 ounce? No. Come on.
You know what? Who else is drinking? Jesse, you drinking?
Not later.
Later. Okay, that's for later. Yeah, I can't drink for another 2.5 months, so fuck it.
Oh, that Jackie's waiting for you though.
Huh? Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna be hammered. The first show, I'm gonna say it right now on the record. The first show, as soon as I'm cleared and I have to fucking be on medicine anymore, I'm getting hammered on the show. It's gonna be a ULI more than likely. All right. There's not gonna be a crossbones for the fact. I'll invite all you guys to jump on that ULI podcast. Anyway, all right. I think Jesse's the only one left on this fight. Who you got?
Man. All right. So I guess I'm gonna be the odd man out here. I got Thiago winning this fight. I think that his jiu-jitsu skill is gonna come into play here. He's a third-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, and I think the thing I don't like about Clay Guida is he has 12 total decision wins, I think, on his record. 6 of them were in his last couple fights, So, I mean, 6 out of his 8 last fights were decisions. I mean, something's going on with Clay Guida where he's just not pulling the trigger like he used to. He's not putting that pressure that he used to. And I really don't know if he's solved that problem up to this point. Until I see something different from him, I just don't think that he's doing what he used to do, how he used to be, that aggressive guy. And like Nick said, I got into the sport watching him, and I was really, really, super psyched all the time to watch him fight. Just his style, almost like Frankie Edgar, but just more aggressive. Just constant moving and just getting in there and just confusing the hell out of people because his hair is all over the place and they don't know what they're hitting. But I just don't see that anymore in him, and I think Tavares' jiu-jitsu is going to be able to shut him down when he takes him down. He's going to be able to sweep him and probably do something, some jiu-jitsu maneuver to put him away. So I'm going with Tavares by submission here.
All right, and going off what people are saying on Twitter and the GIF that Mr. Fred Kirby just put up, Michael Chandler just TKO'd Rickles, which I didn't expect to happen, but Michael Chandler by TKO. And I actually want to see Michael Chandler make it to the UFC at some point, but
He'll get destroyed in the UFC. I think he'll get destroyed.
He won't get destroyed, man. I think he'll hold his own against the lower levels until he sees he needs to improve. He'll step it up, and then we'll get to see the real Michael Chandler. But I'm a Chandler fan.
He needs to go now. I mean, he's getting up in age. Look at Alvarez. You know, Alvarez probably would have done better in the UFC had he not been waiting around fighting Bellator on a contract. You know, I think the best of his days are already behind him now.
Yeah, well. All right, and then Don, you didn't pick this fight yet, so who you got? Did you pick it?
I did.
I take it back. I see. That's the thing. I go on tangents and I'll forget everything. All right, fuck it. Moving on. All right, the next fight on the prelims, Jan Cabral. I don't even know if you say Jan or Jan or whatever, but Jan Cabral against Johnny Hollywood Case. By the way, Johnny, really? Fuck the nickname Hollywood. All right, go back to the classic Johnny Cage Case. It'd be fucking whatever, dude. It was so work.
No.
Really?
Awful.
Johnny Cage, hire me. I will fix your career, son.
Eddie, if you're a UFC fighter, what's your nickname?
Scorpion.
That's a good point.
It's just the Mexican or whatever.
You know what's funny? I always laughed at what's his name? Who's Joey Beltran, the Mexicutioner? I always said I was gonna be the Mexicutioner for Halloween, and it wasn't gonna take much. Just walk around with like white shorts, shirtless, and breathing heavy. That's all I said it was. I'm gonna think about that one. How about this? By the end of the show, let's see if we can all come up with our own nicknames, because that'd be shit funny. And then next show, we'll come up with nicknames for each other, because that'd be even more hilarious. But we'll see what happens. All right.
I call Nick's nickname.
God damn.
It's gonna be good.
Fuck.
UFC.com. Jan Cabral is 12-1. Johnny Case 21-4. And looking at their actual Sherdog stuff, Johnny Case 26 years old. Mr. Cabral 32 years old. Out of Rio de Janeiro. All these guys getting a home fight, man. It's good for them. But 3 fights in the UFC for Cabral. 2 wins, 1 loss, but inconsistency. Won his first one, lost his second one, won his third one. But at least his most recent win was a finish, a rear naked choke in the second round against Naoki Kotani. Meanwhile, Johnny Hollywood Case, has a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. Kazuki Tokudomi beat him by guillotine. Frankie Perez beat him by TKO, and a decision win over Francisco Trevino. This Johnny Case kid has a future, I think. He has potential. I think he could do something. I don't know if at 155 he can actually be a champ. But at 6'1", and I mean 6 feet 1 inches, I don't think he could cut down to 145 too easily. So I think he's kind of stuck where he is. But all right, let's start with Jesse here. What do you think on this fight?
Isn't Johnny Case on like an 11-fight win streak or something like that?
Right. In the UFC only 3, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's like 11, right?
Yeah, 11 fight.
Yeah. See, the problem is that Jan Cabral, like he needs to improve a little bit more, in my opinion, for him to get my vote here. I'm going with Johnny Case just because of his record going into this fight. Cabral, I mean, his last loss was to Zach Cummins. Who? Yeah. I mean, a guy that's already, I think he's already out of the UFC, right? A guy that really didn't do much in the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was on one of the seasons of The Ultimate Fighter or something like that. But like I just don't see how like you lose to a guy who's pretty much like a guy that wasn't supposed to be in the UFC and still continue to be in here and consider yourself to be a prospect. He's just got to do a lot of changes, in my opinion, to really get to that point. And I think Johnny Case is on a different tier already. He's past that point where he has to prove himself. I think he's already on the uprise here. And I think this is just another fight for him to kind of keep going upward and moving up into probably getting tougher fights after this. So Johnny Case.
All right, I'm gonna go next here, and then we'll go with Don. Here's the thing about like I said, Johnny Case young and has a lot more skills here. And looking at Zach Cummins, by the way, he might still be in the UFC because he's 3-1 in the UFC, but he is pretty inconsistent. But I mean, unless he got cut in that 50 fighter. I don't even know if they cut 50 yet, but the 50 fighter want to be cut. I guess what I'm calling it. But yeah, you're right. Cabral not fighting really even. I would say Case has fought tougher guys than Cabral has. Meanwhile, he somehow has more experience than Cabral, even though he's 4 years younger, and 6 years younger. And but here's the thing: Cabral training out of Nova U now. Obviously, champ Jose Aldo, Renan Barao, Jessica Andrade, or Claudia Gadelha, one of those. One of those fucking trains there, or both of them. I'm not sure. But anyway, I would like to pick the home kid. I really would, but I'm also going with Johnny Case. I'm going with Johnny Case to continue that fight streak and start getting some ranked opponents for once. All right, Don, who you got?
I got Johnny Case as well. I mean, it's kind of seeming like they're kind of taking the Bellator approach, what they do with Michael Page.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing him somebody that you think, oh, he might have a chance, but then you realize, no, this guy's way outmatched. So it's kind of their way of stroking Johnny Hollywood into actually being something. So I'm going with Hollywood.
All right.
I keep almost saying Johnny Cage because of you.
Fuck yeah, dude. You know what? Let's make that stick. If we all start Johnny Caging, there's no way he can stop. Just like I argue, we can make Ryan Bader change his fucking nickname to Master. There's just no way. We all start doing it, there's fine. And then we see Bruce Buffer one day, Ryan, Master, Bader, and all of us are falling over laughing. It'd be funny as shit. Most people, you know how most fighters, they get like a cheer or whatever when they say their name? When Bruce Buffer goes Master Bader, you will hear just like a sea of laughter all around the arena and out the world. All right? He'd be famous for being the most silly motherfucker and laughed at dude on the planet. All right, anyway. All right, Nick, you're the only one left. Who you got?
I'm going Johnny Case. He's rising with the UFC. I do like him. I can see
Time
him.
out. You almost said Cage, didn't you? Don't fuck around.
No, I did not.
You almost said Cage, liar.
You just want me to say Cage.
You're going to say Cage at some point. You're going to fuck up and say Cage. Watch.
Johnny Case is going to win. Hollywood's going to win. God damn you, Eddie. And just a heads up, they just announced that King Mo is going to be in a tournament in Rising Fighting, whatever the fuck it's called, on New Year's. And there's a women's fight too, which there was two beastly wannabe Ronda Rousey chicks in the. I don't know who the fuck they were.
They didn't give you you didn't recognize the name?
No. Oh, they didn't say a name. I had the sound off.
Hey, how legit would it be if Cyborg somehow jumped on that? Cyborg and Misha Tate at Rising.
They get cut from the UFC immediately.
That's the point. All right.
Yo, wait.
Well, Cyborg's not in UFC, so.
On the Bellator.
Yeah, she actually is under contract by the UFC.
Technically.
All right, Don, what were you saying?
Hey, I don't know why I do this, but I was on Ken Shamrock's Facebook today. Yeah, a random athlete to be. Motherfucker announced that there's a huge announcement coming out of his camp today.
Yeah, he's going to fight fucking Kurt Angle, watch.
Did they actually?
No,
they didn't announce it yet, though, right?
I'm going to throw this out there. Hoist Gracie again. That's what I'm saying.
That'd be sick.
I'm thinking that they're trying to get ratings when they go to Houston with the, what's his name? Guy who can't fight. Yeah, Kimbo. They're probably going to try to get ratings in Kimbo's fight, so why not give him Hoist Gracie the third time we can see another fixed fight? Just saying.
Yeah, hey, look, man. Scott Coker, if you're gonna go WWE, fucking go hard, all right? Go circus all the way, or not at all, okay? So I kind of can see that happening. Unfortunately, with Scott Coker, you can just guess stupid shit's gonna happen, and you already know. Like for example, they make that Kurt Angle Ken Shamrock fight. I mean, look, due respect to Kurt Angle, Olympic wrestler, I think gold medalist, in fact. Tough guy. I mean, look, you can't get through as many years as he has wrestling and not be a tough dude.
And with a broken neck, all right?
And with a broken neck, he won a medal. Complete credit for that. And I think he busted his back. I think he's had back issues his entire career in wrestling, if I'm not mistaken. But if Ken Shamrock can't beat Kurt Angle, I'm calling a fixed fight. There's no way we shouldn't be able to choke him out or submit him, all right? Because the fact that Kimbo got out of that, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying a Bellator. I'm not buying a Ken. Ken Shamrock got pissed off at Joe Rogan, by the way. And some shit Joe Rogan said months ago, he got mad about the other day. Like, how far behind are you, dude? Like, no one asked you that question before. Like, hey, man, was that fight fixed? Did you hear about Joe Rogan? And he just, you know what he said about Joe Rogan? He goes, yeah, Joe Rogan, you can't just hide behind the mic and say that. Look, who here thinks Joe Rogan would just wipe the freaking mat with Ken Shamrock at this point? I think he would. I think Joe Rogan fucked him up. You know what I mean? So, anyway, rant done. I think we're done with this fight here. Let's talk about the featured prelim. I think a fight that has it's fight of the night possibilities. I think if they don't decide to just pussyfoot and hug each other for the whole fight. Gleason Tebow against Abel Trujillo. Gleason Tebow been in the UFC forever and a half. Probably has, I think he has the most fights, or is about to have the most fights in the UFC ever. We just lost Nick Pilecki to the Texas Internet, so I guess he might come back a little bit. We'll see. He just dropped out, so we'll see. Nick, what up?
Quick, I'm just saying, when he comes back,
freeze.
Don't move.
Okay. When he comes back, I'm gonna stop, or whoever's talking, just okay, and he'll be like, "God damn it!" His little Michael Jackson. Oh no! He knew. You good, man? You alright?
I'm good. I knew you fucker was gonna do that too. I already knew it. I was like, yeah, they're gonna fucking freeze. Watch.
Oh, it would have been so good if we could pull that up. One day we'll pull that up. We're just not gonna talk about it. All right. Ah, it was so good. Good pickup on that, Don. I didn't even think about that. Anyway, Gleason Tebow about to have the most fights in the UFC I think ever. So dude's been in there forever, all the way back to UFC 65 and 06, where he lost to Nick Diaz in the second round by TKO. And he's had a really solid career, and it's weird because you just think Gleason Tebow could be a contender, or a pretty solid career. He's had a few losses here that were kind of weird, but win over RDA, a loss to Melvin Millard, of course, by decision somehow. Lost to Khabib, your uncrowned champ there for Don. Lost to Michael Johnson, beat Peter Hallman, who's going to fight in this card. Beat Norman Parker, who doesn't. Beat Jamie Varner. Beat Trinaldo. So, so his losses weren't to punks, I'll say that much. But let's start here with Don, actually. Don, Gleason Tebow against Abel Trujillo. Trujillo's only... Actually, they're the same age. But Trujillo has a lot less experience. But both of them have lost to Tony Ferguson. So, that tells you a lot right there, I think, if they both lost to the same guy. So, Don, who are you picking on this fight, man?
I got Gleason Tebow. Gleason's a tough dude, man. He hits like a truck when he can hit you. And we've seen the wars that Trujillo likes to get in. Trujillo's problem is he has cardio for a good round and a half, and then he throws himself at you too hard. So I could see maybe a round and a half where Tebow looks hurt, and then around maybe the second half of round 2 or the beginning of round 3 just TKO him. So Gleason Tebow by TKO, either 2 or 3.
All right, Jesse, who you got, man?
Man, I gotta agree with Don. I mean, Gleason is that type of guy that he's gonna come in and fight and not give up, even though he might look like garbage in that third round. Looks like he's dying. I mean, how the hell does he make weight? By the way, has anybody figured out how he makes weight? Because that dude is huge, and somehow he makes 155 that he has to cut down, and he probably walks around at like 200. I don't know. That dude's huge. But like you mentioned, Eddie, I mean, he doesn't lose to punks. I mean, his losses are Evan Dunham, still one of those guys that you hate to fight against. Khabib, Michael Johnson, Tony Ferguson. These are guys that you're not just gonna get that contract and be like, oh sweet, I got this fight. Like, nah, dude, like that's gonna be a fight. Even if you think you can win that, any one of those guys, it's still gonna be a fight for you. Trujillo, like Don said, I mean, he's been in some crazy ass wars, and I think these are gonna start catching up with him. Taking a lot of damage, and like Don said, Tebow hits really, really hard. Abel Trujillo likes to get hit for some reason. So I mean, it's gonna be a tough night, but somehow I think both of these guys are gonna stick it out, and I think it's gonna be a Tebow win by decision. So.
All right, Nick Pilecki, who you got, man?
I'm going Abel, man. I like Gleason Tebow a lot, I really do, but I think it's Abel's turn. It's his time to rise in the UFC and just slowly start climbing, and I think he's going to end up pulling the win. It's going to be a very entertaining fight, though. I'm glad that this is the main event of the prelims, so it's going to be an entertaining fight. I'm excited for it, so I'm going Trujillo.
All right, man. I'm going Tebow, man. I'm going experience. I'm going with experience. I'm going with history. And I'm going with the fact that Abel doesn't like to fight dudes. So it's he's gonna have a dude to smack him around finally. Isn't Abel the one that fucking smacked his girlfriend up and somehow got away with it?
I thought that was Greg Hardy.
That was Greg Hardy. Y'all saw those pictures. Holy shit.
Fuck Greg Hardy. Goodbye.
His career just ended today.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, well.
It just makes it better there's a cowboy. That's a different show, though.
Able Trujillo beat up his wife is what they're saying on here. Well, allegedly, because I don't know for sure. So we're gonna stick with allegedly for now. But anyway, I'm going Gleason Teva, man. Pretty much mainly on experience, and Trujillo has shown shown that habit of getting into wars. And I think Gleason Teva's smart enough to take advantage of that. So I'm going Teva. So all right, moving on here. The FS1 prelims are 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on FS1. Moving on to the main card, also on FS1, the very first fight. Fabio Maldonado, number 12 light heavyweight, against number 14 Corey Anderson. Beast in 25A. Look, man, let's be honest. Okay? I got to Arizona when I was in 3rd grade. All right, the education level here isn't that great, but none of us ever call ourselves Beast in 25A. We're all pretty sure it's 24/7. Don't make the fucking time you got left. So, anyway. Actually, Corey Anderson is actually not a late replacement, but he's a replacement because he actually had, I think, enough time to prepare for this fight. But they both made weight. Fabio's so nice at the weigh-in. Like, he shook his hand and he goes, "You want to, he was kind of like, you want to do something tough or just stand here or what?" He literally did that, and then Corey just gets like this in his face, and Fabio's like, "Okay." Like, Fabio's that much of a nice guy, but he's a killer, super accurate boxer. That dude's hands are fast. He's a quick puncher for being such a flabby-looking dude, and meanwhile Corey is a wrestler. We know that. That's just what he is. I think he was in the Frankie Edgar Ultimate Fighter, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, 6-1. Oh, let me go back. 7-1. Sorry, UFC.com corrected me. They gave him a win. 7-1 according to UFC.com. Last win against Jan Blachowicz, whatever the fuck. UFC 191 back in September. Actually, he just fought. He's fighting again? Whoa. Oh, yeah. He's like, okay, now I remember everything. My bad. But obviously, he's 3-1 in the UFC, looking for his 4th win in the UFC. Oh, man. 35 years old. Maldonado, 26 for Corey Anderson. Plenty of room to grow for Anderson. But Maldonado's age makes him, I think, a little more susceptible to athleticism and cardio in the end. But let's start here with Jesse, man. Who you got in this fight?
You know what? I think everything that Corey Anderson can do. Mm-hmm. The reason that I think Fabio Maldonado is going to win this fight is because he's already seen it. He's a veteran. He's been in there with some really, really tough guys that just really cannot put this dude away. He's just one of those guys that I like to watch him fight because he makes it always interesting. Whether he's just trying to throw a fist at somebody's face and trying to knock him out, or they're just beating the living hell out of him. Doesn't matter. It's exciting. And Maldonado takes a beating one way or another. You're just not going to put this guy away. Corey Anderson, not really, like, for me, he's not really a knockout guy. He's not like a heavy puncher. Like you were saying, he's just kind of wrestle him down, kind of try and grind him away and try to win. I don't think that's gonna work here. I think Maldonado's going to be too wily, too much of a veteran to let any of that happen. Maldonado is going to take this fight.
All right, let's go with Nick, man. What do you think, the Brazilian or the American?
I'm going to go with the Brazilian. Like Jesse said, Maldonado's been there. He's done it, and we all know he can eat a punch. Mm-hmm. And Corey Anderson, yeah, he can punch hard, but no one's knocking out Maldonado like that. So I'm going with the experience. I'm going with Maldonado, and I actually hope he knocks his ass out because I want to see a clean-ass knockout that night.
All right, and Don, who you got, man?
The quick question I have for all three of y'all: who hits harder, Corey Anderson or not Rumble, but Rampage? Who do you think hits harder?
That's a good question.
Because Fabio took Rampage's shots, man.
Yeah, he did.
Fabio Maldonado, as Rampage called him, stood there and was eating shots. And the only guarantee I can have for this fight is Fabio's going to get busted open.
Oh, for sure.
Somehow, some way, he's going to end up bleeding after round 1. And I just think Fabio, like Jesse said, he's been there, man. He's taken the hits. He doesn't really get hurt to the point of being finished unless he fights Stipe Miocic on like 6 days' notice, which was horrible. Shouldn't have happened. Mm-hmm. So at this moment, I think he might beat up Beast in 25-8, and it's going to be a boring 3-round decision. I think it's just going to be enough. He's going to do enough damage to win the fight.
All right. Okay, and then I think that leaves me, right? I like Fabio Maldonado, Flavio, whatever Rampage is calling him. I like Maldonado's striking, man, but Corey Anderson's young, he's athletic, he's strong as shit. But you're right. Fabio can take a punch still at, 35 years old. So it all depends whether or not, Beast in 25-8 wants to make it a wrestle fuck the entire time. And I think that's what's going to happen. Corey's going to take him down, grind him out, and piss off everybody in the arena, have to run out to the bus just as fast as possible. So I'm taking Corey as well in this one. All right, moving on here. The next fight, Gilbert Burns against another Russian, I said like a freaking like a Brazilian name. Rashid Magomedov. Another Magomedov. I don't know how many we got in the UFC with those guys, but another Russian cat. Rashid is, according to UFC.com, 18-1. Gilbert Burns is undefeated at 10-0. Rashid fucking wins over Gilbert Burns wins over Alex Oliveira, also on this card. Christos Giagos just got sent out to the UFC. Andreas Stahl, I don't even know if that guy's still fighting. But if you guys see my point, he hasn't fought that many great guys other than Oliveira, but he did beat him, and it was an armbar submission in the third round, which, as we know, you're so sweaty by the third round, it's hard to get any submission, really. So the fact that he's able to submit Oliveira is actually quite impressive to me. Magomedov, meanwhile, forever win streak. I ain't even going to count. But 11? All right, thanks. 11 win streak. First fight in the UFC 169. He beats Tony Martin by decision. Rodrigo Dam by decision in 2014 in May, and then he hasn't fought this December. Okay, Elias Silverio TKO'd. Experience, activity, hasn't been very active. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna pick Mr. Gilbert Burns to win at home against Magomedov. Let's start off with Don here. Who you got, man?
I'm gonna go with the Russian cat, Rashid Magomedov. 11-fight win streak. Gonna be a little angry. And it's also me holding a grudge because you don't beat up my Greek people. You don't get Christos Giagos kicked out of the UFC. Fuck you. So, fuck him. I usually root for Brazilians, but fuck him. Rashid Magomedov, win, please. Do something impressive.
The police from Don Matos, they got to get to Magomedov. Send him on Twitter, anybody. All right, Jesse, who you got, man?
I think it's very telling that Don has to plead with Magomedov to do something in this fight. Because I agree with Don. Like, I think he's got to do something in this fight to really keep that win streak going. And I just don't think he's got anything that Burns isn't going to be able to counter or has seen before that he's going to be able to get through it. In my opinion, that fight, Gilbert Burns and Alex Oliveira, that was a great fight. Proved a lot to me and really made me a fan of Alex Oliveira in that fight as well. So I'm going Burns here. I think his jiu-jitsu is just going to be able to just get him to that wrestling that Magomedov is going to bring to the table, and he's going to get himself either a submission or a decision. But, yeah, I don't think.
All right. And then, Nick, who you got, man?
I'm going Burns as well. I think he's going to grind out a win. I don't see it being a submission or a TK or anything. I think it's just be a grinding out match. Magomedov is going to try to finish him, but he's just going to get grinded out. So I'm going with Burns.
All right. That's going to do it for that fight right there. Let's move. Oh, shit. Hold up. My computer just ate shit. Never mind. We're good. So it happens we have two computers. One of them just eats shit at some point. All right. Next fight. Alex Oliveira, the other cowboy in the lightweight division, which, by the way, I don't know. They haven't fought, right? Oliveira and Cerrone haven't fought? We need to get Cowboy vs. Cowboy just for the hell of it at some point.
That'd be a good fight.
I think it'd be a good fight, but I just want to see Cowboy vs. Cowboy. I want to see Bruce Weber have to say Cowboy twice, like in the cage. He might get confused.
He has to put with cowboy hats on.
Here's the thing. I want him to get confused as fuck and call Cerrone Oliveira and Oliveira Cerrone. I just want to see that fuck up on TV because that'd be great. I want a good laugh out of it. Anyway, Alex Oliveira, Cowboy against Piotr Hallman. Both guys pretty solid dudes. Oliveira has a 2-fight win streak. He submitted KJ Newsby rear naked choke in the first round at UFC Fight Night 67, the one where Conor and Thiago Alves fought. And then Joe Merritt, he beat by decision back at Machida versus Romero. So 2-fight win streak, an exciting guy. Just like we said, I would love to see him against Cerrone at some point. Meanwhile, Hallman has been in the UFC. It seems like he's been in the UFC forever, but he really hasn't. He's only been in the UFC for like 3 years, maybe 2 years. Won his first fight in the UFC against Trinaldo, lost to Al Iaquinta, beat Yves Edwards, who is now, who's now slurring his words on UFC Tonight or whatever that the weigh-in show was. It really was weird, man. Like he was slurring his words during the weigh-ins. It was a little bit a little alarming because I was like, dude, this guy needs to get checked out. But anyway, beat Yves Edwards, lost to Gleason Teva, lost to Magomed Mustafa. So 2 losses in a row. He's I don't want to say he's like on the verge of getting pink slipped. But if he gets finished in this fight, he's on the verge of getting pink slipped, right? So let's go here with Don, man. Who you got, Cowboy or Hallman?
I got Cowboy Oliveira, just based on the fact that he's going to be in Brazil. He does very well in Brazil. Like you said, 2-fight win streak. But the one against KJ Nunes, that's a fight that I did actually watch. He did very well in that fight, so I got Cowboy by submission, second round.
All right, Jesse, who you got, man?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Don. I just don't see how Hallman is going to be able to deal with the style that Oliveira brings to the table. It's just one of those really exciting type styles. He looks pretty comfortable everywhere that it goes, and he's not the type of guy for what we've seen, especially in that, again, referring to that Gilbert Burns fight, that doesn't. If the going gets tough, he's just going to quit. He keeps grinding away, trying to find a way to win, no matter what the circumstance is. Peter Hallman, 2-fight losing streak. It's just not looking good for him, and I think it's about time that he either has to decide whether he wants to keep fighting and maybe switch something up or do something different, or if he's just going to have to end up going to sad to say, one of the lower shows like a World Series of Fighting or RFA or one of those, but I just don't think he's cut out for being in the UFC, and unfortunately, Alex Oliveira is gonna usher him out of here with this fight.
Yeah, and that very possible could happen. Although every time I see Hallman, I'm like, why is he not fighting featherweight? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure how that cut is for him right now to 155, but it can't be that bad. So yeah, but all right, Nick, who you got, man?
I'm going with Cowboy. He's very, very entertaining. I really do like Cowboy, and like everyone said, this is Hallman's way out. If he loses this, and especially if it gets stopped, I think it's his way out of the UFC. I'm going Cowboy. I really like it. I think he can. I want to see that fight, Cowboy versus Cowboy, because I think it'd be very entertaining.
All right. My turn to pick, I guess. I'm going Hallman because his gym is called Gym Flamingo, and I want to say.
He's tell me he's in Florida, at least.
No, he's in Poland.
God damn it.
He's in Poland. But Jim Flamingo against the Oliveira trains at a place called Tata Fight Team. It's like a picture of Miesha Tate's chest on their billboard there. And Tata Fight Team. But yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, he trains at Rio de Janeiro. I'm going with Hallman here. Just like everyone was saying, he needs this win, and he's going to do whatever it takes to do it. And if that means making it a grind out, don't let Alex Oliveira knock you out type of fight, I think this is going to happen. But I could definitely see Oliveira finishing before he even has a chance. Because Oliveira is, 2 inches taller. He has a reach advantage. He has everything to keep him away from him and stopping any kind of takedown or any kind of submission maneuver as far as, from the feet. So, yeah, I'm taking Hallman. So I guess everyone else took Cowboy. I take Hallman on the hope that Jim Flamingo is victorious tomorrow. All right. It's just a weird gym name. I've never seen it. All right, moving on here. Yeah, this might be one of the more intriguing fights, right? At bantamweight, everyone's talking about TJ versus Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz, and everyone's doing it while walking on pins and needles because everyone's just crossing fingers. And what do they say? No news is good news, right? No news on Cruz is amazing news. Let's not hear shit about the guy other than, hey, it's fight night, time to go. Because usually Dominic Cruz news is bad. So this is going to be 2 young guys coming in. Almeida 24, Birchal 29, trying to make a name for themselves at 135. Hopefully move up for a title shot at some point. But Almeida, number 8, Cummins is his nickname. I don't know how to say it, but he's 20-0. He's undefeated as all fuck. And Anthony Birchal El Toro out of Tucson, Arizona. This is a tough fight, a very tough fight for Anthony Birchal. And this could be a trap fight, I think, for Almeida, right? So, looking at Almeida, again, undefeated, been in the UFC for maybe a year now. Beat Tim Gorman, beat Yves Jabon, and Brad Pickett. In fact, that Brad Pickett fight, you guys remember at UFC 189, that baller-ass card, that massive knee he landed on Brad Pickett, put him out in the second round. That finished that fight, and ever since that fight, Almeida's gotten on this I don't want to say hype because it's actually kind of true. The guy's that good, I think. And then Anthony Birchak lost that fight against Ian Entwistle via heel hook, where he was because the way you get out of a heel hook, or at least relieve the pain on your knee, is to roll, right? Roll with it. The problem was Birchak ran into the cage, and there was nowhere else to roll. And it was the very first round. It was right. I mean, Ian Entwistle went for it right away, and he wasn't sweaty, so there was plenty of grip, plenty of friction, and he had the tap. But after that, he beats Joe Soto by knockout in the first round at Bosch vs. Henderson. So this it's a big fight for Birchak. It's a bigger fight for Birchak, I think, than Almeida. Almeida has a chance to just add another win to his record. Anthony Birchak has a chance to make a career almost, or at least bump himself up in the names at 135. So I'll go first, man. I like Thomas Almeida. I'm picking Almeida to win this. Sao Paulo's his home. He's at home. He's a bad motherfucker. He's a killer. Okay, that dude just that knee against Brad Pickett just jaw dropping. He TKO Jabon at 186, and now he's taking on Anthony Birchak, who's a wrestler that wasn't able to stop a takedown by Ian Entwistle, who only knows how to do a heel hook, and kind of that's it. That's kind of all he's got. So I'm taking Almeida there. Let's go with Don here, man. Who you got?
I mean, honestly, if you watch the Brad Pickett fight again, Brad got Thomas hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas was hurt. And as someone, I've been a fan of Birchak for a while, man. He's really good.
Yeah, he is.
But I just don't see a wrestler being able to take down this young kid. This young kid's going to find a way to win, especially he's going to feed off that crowd energy from his previous fights. He's going to come out there and he's going to extend his streak. He's going to be, as I like to say, the next Khabib. Except he probably actually fights. So yeah, this guy's gonna get his 20th. He's gonna get his 20th victory, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a finish. But I want Birchak to win, but I'm smarter than that. So Almeida.
All right, Jesse, who you got, man?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Don. I was thinking about that fight right now. I was pretty drunk that night, so I was seeing if I remember that fight correctly. But yeah, I seem to remember that Almeida was not in control of that fight at the beginning, but he found a way to win. And that's the key here, I think, is that Almeida's going to find a way to win, and no matter what Birchak might be able to do, I don't think he has enough to put him away or to just get him out of that fight. And like you were saying, Eddie, I think being at home, that's going to be the extra little oomph that he needs to really put on a show and really do something in this fight. So I believe he stays undefeated.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. And imagine Birchak winning this fight. It would be a huge upset at this point. Massive upset. All right, Nick, who you got, man? You got El Toro or Tominas, or however you say his name?
Almeida, man. He's a destroyer, man. Every one of his fights except for one. So he has 18 finishes. He comes to finish. 18 out of his 19 fights are finishes. Yeah, his last fight against Brad Pickett, he got caught, and then he ended him with that flying knee. But he's a fucking destroyer, man. He's going to come in, he's going to do the same shit that he's been doing basically his whole career. So I'm going to go with Thomas Almeida.
All right, let's move on here. We are finally made it to the co-main event of the evening. In the light heavyweight division, we get Glover Teixeira against Patrick Cummins. Of course, we all know the story of Patrick Cummins, the guy that shit-talked his way to an ass-whooping against DC. His name's Durkin for some reason. But UFC has him as 8-2. Glover Teixeira 23-4. Glover Teixeira has fought, he's fought names, man. He just beat OSP, Oben St. Preux, via rear naked choke at Fight Night in August. Then, but 2 losses in a row, one against Phil Davis by decision, and then the loss against John Jones by decision. By the way, in that John Jones fight, you guys noticed, and I didn't think about it during the fight, but right after the fight when they were showing the replays, John Jones has this weird ass thing where he kind of catches your punch with his arm, and it kind of like hyperextends your elbow and fucks your entire arm up. I didn't realize he did that to Glover because Glover, if you guys noticed late in that fight, Glover couldn't hit hard anymore. That's what it was, and I was just like, holy shit, like this dude knows how to neutralize people. That's not a dirty move, it's a slick ass move though. I tell you what, I wish I'd have known that shit back in the day. That'd have been great. But anyway, Teixeira's got wins over Ryan Bader, James Tahuna, Rampage Jackson, Fabio Maldonado, and the one that we always laugh about, he's kind of like our Matt Damon to Jimmy Kimmel, is what Kyle Kingsbury is to Crossbones. We're always gonna make fun of Kyle Kingsbury for some reason. So he beat Kyle Kingsbury. Anyway, sorry here with Jesse, man. Glover Teixeira, obviously a puncher, black belt jiu-jitsu, but he's a puncher. And I don't know, you tell me if you agree with me, underrated wrestling skills against an Olympic wrestler, basically, in Patrick Cummins. Who you got?
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think the blueprint to beat Glover Teixeira was done by Phil Davis, and I believe that Cummins has the wrestling pedigree to be able to follow that game plan and be able to win. And I just think that it sucks that we heard about Teixeira for a long time, from what was it, Chuck Liddell saying that this dude was a beast. He hits harder than he did back in his heyday, and he was just come in and wreck shop. And it just took so long for him to get to the UFC, in my opinion. And I think the train just kind of went by him. And I just don't see Teixeira getting back to that form that everybody was talking about when he was coming up. So I think Cummins is going to pull this out. The only problem I have is his last fight. He got into kind of basically a fist fight, too much of a fist fight, and he got beat up really badly in that fight. He had to dig deep and pull out that win. But that's the only scary thing for me here is he cannot really take any of those shots that Teixeira offers, because Teixeira will put his lights out really quickly with maybe one or even two of those shots. So, but I think Patrick is smart enough, hopefully smart enough, to be able to avoid all that, and just use the same game plan as Phil Davis. Just kind of wrestle him down, grind him down, and hopefully just avoid standing up with him for too long.
All right, and for anyone that's watching Bellator at the moment, Will Brooks and Marcin Held are going at it. Apparently, Marcin Held is holding on strong because he was hurt or something, and now he's going for heel hooks and shit. So I guess we'll keep you updated. We're able to even find out who wins. Anyway, no, I don't know if you guys check your Twitter feeds or anything, but anyone see anything about the Bellator announcement? Because I haven't seen shit yet.
Just the King Mo into the Grand Prix for Ryzen, and then what was it? Gabby Garcia versus someone.
Yeah,
they're monsters.
Gabby Garcia used to be like a giant chick. And then she cut a crap ton of weight somehow.
And she's still a giant chick.
Yeah, exactly. But she's also faster, lighter, and ripped as fuck. I mean, she's got the scariest abs ever. But
yeah.
Awesome.
Don's excited.
Hey, straight up. She went from like Chris Cyborg to like
Cyborg times 2.
Shut up, Nick. You're the one who said you fucked Mesh Kohea.
Oh God.
That's true.
I did not. Oh, fuck you guys.
That happened.
We were all there.
There you go. Anyway, all right, let's get back on topic here. Jesse already went. So Don, who you got in this co-main?
2 words: wrestle fuck. I got Patrick Cummins, man. He's gonna end up taking a couple shots, but then he's gonna probably get like a toe pick. He's gonna fall on him. He's gonna just sit there and have him against the cage, wear him out. Round 2, same thing. Round 3, same thing. It's gonna be a boring ass fight, but Durkin is going to find a way into the top 5, and then probably in a rematch with DC and get stomped out again.
Oh, DC's still champion at some point. I mean, I don't know if DC beats John Jones, so we'll see.
No, I'm becoming a fan of John Jones all over again. John Jones is going to win that title back easily.
I like that John Jones is actually being honest. He's being the asshole we all knew he was. So it's great. I love that. I really do. I like the honesty. I really do. I'm actually a fan of John Jones because he's being honest, and he's like, yeah, I'm a prick, whatever. Fuck you, DC, you're a pussy, and a bunch of shit. I appreciate that way more than that. Yeah, I'm a nice guy, and I go to church every Sunday, and I say my prayers at night, and as soon as the camera goes off, still there, pussy. Like, yeah, coke, still there, pussy. I'm gonna literally kill you. Like, I'm gonna literally gonna kill you. And then DC's response is like, you think I'm going to let you? Fucking idiot. You think I'm going to let you?
You think I'm going to let you kill me?
You think I'm going to let you, John?
You think I'm going to stand there, John, and just let you kill me?
John Jones, you think I'm just going to stand there, John? John, you think I'm going to stand here, John Jones?
John Jones. I love how he says that in that one promo though. John Jones, where you at, boy? I'm coming, or whatever the fuck it was. All right. Anyway, yeah, Nick, man, Glover Teixeira, dude. Glover Teixeira and Patrick Cummins. Who you got in this one?
Glover Teixeira, because I don't want to see an ex-Starbucks barista climbing up the rankings.
Are you hating on Starbucks or are you hating on Durkin? Let's be honest.
I'm hating on Durkin, whatever the fuck his name is. No, I don't like Patrick Cummins. He's gonna wrestle fuck his way to the top 5, like Don said, and get his way back up to DC when DC's not champ. Yes, still fuck John Jones, but DC, you're gonna lose that belt. Glover Teixeira, man, I think Glover Teixeira is gonna catch him late in the third. Durkin's gonna tire himself out and he's gonna get caught. So I'm going with Glover.
All right. To me, this fight, if Teixeira's gonna win it, he's gotta win it fast. He's gotta win it quick. I'm not saying he's running out of gas. I'm saying Patrick Cummins is gonna grind him. He's gonna put pressure on him. He's gonna put his entire weight on him and try to make him basically get him tired, right? But I think Glover Teixeira, man, I'm rooting for Glover. I really am rooting for Glover. I'm hoping Glover catches him. But dude, Patrick Cummins is a wet blanket if I've ever seen one, and he clearly can take punishment. He won his last fight against Rafael Cavalcante with both eyes swollen shut. Okay, he could take a punch. So I'm thinking Patrick Cummins is gonna win it by wet blanket, just a decision win. But man, I am so cheering for Glover Teixeira in this one. I really am. But in the end, once John Jones gets his title back, neither one of these guys has even a close remote shot to anything against John Jones. Against DC, I could see a fight. Against John Jones, it's a massacre. So, all right. Moving on here. Let's get to the main event of the evening. Two former basically post-TRT dudes. Number 4, middleweight Vitor the Phenom Belfort against Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson, 45 years old. Might as well add 30 more to his, just the way he looks. Fucking 45 years old. 38 years old for Vitor Belfort. At the weigh-ins, both guys look like guys that haven't worked out in a minute. Mind you, they have. I'm not dissing them at all. But let's be honest, they both used to be on TRT. They were both jacked. Stopped using TRT. They flabbed out. Someone actually on Twitter was saying, "Look, the two guys with dad bods." Whatever the fuck. I mean, I just learned what that means, by the way, this recently. But they got dad bods, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fucking stupid. All right. So, Vitor Belfort coming off the Chris Weidman loss, in which, and I'll point out, I'll go first on this one. Vitor Belfort hurt Chris Weidman, right? A little bit. Maybe he didn't rock him till he dropped or anything, but he hurt him a little bit, I think. The hand speed is still there. The accuracy, I think, is still there. The power is not there. Because old Vitor, TRT Vitor, might have put Chris Weidman to sleep with that punch. Like the way it landed, how it landed, I think he could have knocked out Chris Weidman if he's on TRT. He's not. This is where my hashtag comes in. Dan Henderson, former TRT user. Vitor Belfort, former TRT user. We're in Brazil. Fuck it. Let him juice. I would have told him months ago, hey, you guys at TRT, your ass is off before this fight, because neither one of you is ever going to get a title shot anymore. We just want an exciting fight. And let's face it, you're 45, you're 38. You guys are old as shit as far as fight years go. Let's get something exciting, right? So I would have let them juice the hell out of themselves until this fight, and then after this, pay them. I mean, I would have put it on a bigger card, like a pay-per-view or something, but not as a main event, mind you. Maybe like a co-main or even a third fight. But just pay him a nice, sum of money to both of them, and then just have watch him sail off in the sunset. Hopefully retire off a TRT-filled monster fight. But that being said, Hendo's chin is not what it used to be. I would love to pick Dan Henderson, but by H-bomb. I really would. I think Vitor knows that all Dan Henderson has is his right hand. That's literally all he's got left. And mind you, all Dan Henderson needs to do is land that bitch, and Vitor's in a world of hurt, right? But I think Vitor's gonna be smart. He's quicker than Henderson for sure, on the feet, everywhere, I think. And I'm gonna pick Belfort via TKO in third round. Unfortunately, I want to pick Henderson. I really do, but I don't know. So Jesse's looking at me all weird, so I'm gonna let you go with it.
Wow. Okay. So when we talk about old fighters, everybody talks about how the last thing that ends up leaving a fighter is their power. You know, that's the last thing that goes. Their chin may go, everything else may go, but power is the last thing that goes. Dan Henderson still has power. Vitor, on the other hand, he's old as well, and he lost his power already. So what else does he have? He's not going to be able to hurt Dan Henderson, in my opinion. I don't think he has the power enough to utilize that glass chin and put him away. You know, that fight with Shogun proved to be that Dan Henderson can still take a pretty decent punch. And I just think that Shogun hits harder than Belfort at this point. And I just don't understand why we have this Vitor, and he still continues to assume that he's going to get another title shot if he keeps winning. You know, he just has this craziness in his head that he thinks that as long as he keeps fighting and winning, he's going to get there. He's not. He's done. You know, that TRT-filled run that he had was great for him, but that's where he ended. And I agree with you, Eddie. That fight that he had against Chris Weidman was great. Proved to him that he could still hurt somebody, still have the speed, but just didn't have enough power to put him away. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. He's going to have a burst. He's going to try to put Henderson away. It's not going to happen. Henderson's going to land the big bomb. Good night, Vitor. Dan Henderson, by holy shit, he got knocked out.
Oh, all right, cool. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. All right, Don, who you got? You got to pick between two legends in the sport, man. Who you got?
I'm still just stuck on the fact that you want two old guys just like come out there just popping needles in their arm, just doing it. Reebok needles just everywhere.
Reebok needles.
Just like coming out there and then just both just turn into fucking Bigfoot Silva in the middle of the ring and just start.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be awesome. But then we'd have two dead old guys in the ring.
Yeah, kind of.
The way I see it right now, it's not just TRT that if you remember the first fight in Pride, after Belfort lost, he got busted for hydroxytestosterone.
Yep.
Which at the time, other than drostanolone, was the biggest thing that was on the market for steroids. He said it wasn't steroids, and now he's not. He's like, I'm not using TRT. I have Jesus.
Jesus juice.
And Jesus juice only takes you so far. Ask Michael Jackson.
Yeah, take him right to the grave. Go ahead, sir.
Vitor Belfort, I think he's gonna come out for a good 1.5 rounds and get tired again, man. It's gonna be sad, but Dan Henderson's gonna hit him with that like I was saying before, a rock on a rope. He's gonna hit him with that coming from the thigh and just it's dead. Belfort's face is going to fall off. His lips are going to get ripped off. How hard he's going to get hit. My prediction is Belfort dead. That's it. I love Vitor. I don't want it to happen, but Dan Henderson, god damn, you're going to kill that kid, and please do it for me.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I've been taking TRT.
There you go. All right. Hey, Don, do you think he's going to be as sad as BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar?
Fuck off. You don't do that to me. You don't do that to me, man. That fight pissed me off. I cried. It was literally the first time I've ever cried after a fight because I was like, that's my childhood getting destroyed right there in my eyes.
He's about to cry right now. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, dude, come on, Nick.
Hey, I cry. I have my cry moment.
Yeah, when Anderson lost to Weidman the first time.
Not even the first time. No, the first time.
He cried like a.
Yes. Second time I cried like a little bitch.
There you go. It happens, man. It happens. Anyway, you know what though? I was actually kind of like I felt weird and sad as fuck after that fight between BJ and Frankie because I'm like I just watched one of the best ever, possibly could have gone down at some point as the best ever. He would have retired earlier, I think. Get the shit beat out of him, and it was just sad. So yeah, dude, I hope we never get to see a fight like that again. But this one could be one of those, depending on who gets put out. But all right, Nick, we left you for last, man. Who you got?
Don said it perfectly. Rock on a rope. It's the H-bomb. Vitor's gonna get super tired, just like the John Jones fight. He's gonna flurry early, and he's gonna get caught. And it's that H-bomb. It's always there. It's always dangerous. Everyone know it's coming, and they still get hit by it. Dan Henderson, he has to be, in my opinion, one of the greatest fighters still fighting to this day. He's a pioneer of the sport. and he is actually the Captain America of the UFC, not Randy Couture. He's the one that's been through everything. So I'm going with Dan Henderson, H-bomb, done.
All right, Will Brooks. All right, cool. That's a base one. By the way, Will Brooks retains his title against Martin Hell via unanimous decision. And people are like, why did Brooks get round one? Apparently, Martin Hell whooped on Brooks in the first round. I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I was watching it. He lost that first round.
Time out. I'm reading. Hold up, sorry. I'm reading this shit right here about Hoist versus Ken Shamrock.
It's fake.
Is it fake? Please be fake.
Oh no, please. Wait,
oh my God, it's official.
Yeah, Front Row Brian put it. God damn it.
Ken Shamrock versus Hoist
in Houston. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And you see how fast he flipped? He's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go see this shit. Before he's like,
MMA is gonna die that night. That's it. It's over.
Hey. It looks like Hoist Gracie against Ken. Oh my God.
Look. I have nothing against them fighting and making that fight. I understand because they're trying to make money. Mm-hmm. But come on, dude. Hoist is like 100 years old. We saw him get destroyed his last fight. I don't want to see him just get beat up for no reason, dude. Come on. Ugh.
February 19th. I'm fucking going.
I got tell you this right now. What's up?
Two things real quick.
Two
things. One, fucking told y'all. Two,
fucking told you.
Steroids, needles all the way down.
Hell no.
That whole time. Dude.
Not in Houston. Houston will crunch down on them motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, sure. Houston.
Hardcore.
Make a deal, man. Make a deal. No. That's what I would do.
I say, come on, just like what Eddie was saying, just needles, steroids all the way down. They're viewing WWE interests right now. Oh, look, it's a prop. It's a prop needle. I'm just happen to get bigger all the way down the aisle.
Reebok, a Reebok, and Bellator, a Reebok needle. That way they can start some controversy. The UFC trying to fuck with their fighters, huh? No, but
Adidas needles.
Man, that's so depressing. I'm still gonna watch it just to see how bad it is. Cause it's gotta be bad.
I'm excited to go see that shit.
You're
that
gonna go okay, all right.
Train wreck. I'm gonna try to get credit for that. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah. We'll talk about that after the show. But still, yeah, definitely you should go. If we can get you there, we definitely should go. I guess I'm the one with a big B tour on this one, so that's kind of what it is. I guess this, at least it's not Kurt Angle against Ken Shamrock. Now that I'm back on it, but Hoist Gracie against Ken Shamrock is like almost as bad, So, but whatever. Then the other announcement was King Mo going to the light heavyweight Grand Prix at Ryzen. And just like I think I forgot which one of you guys said it, Gabby Garcia against pro wrestler Lade Tapa, who's gonna make her MMA debut. So
I know that chick.
Yeah, what did she wrestle for?
What's his name? Jeff Jarrett's little fake promotion thing that he has over in Tennessee. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm still a wrestling nerd, so.
Is that new promotion that Chael Sonnen is a part of?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's a big bitch. That's the only way I can put it. She's a big girl.
And Gabby's got a scary face. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, she really does kind of have a scary face. Let's just be honest with you.
I'll tell you the only reason I find her attractive is because I got a bodyguard right there.
I
could talk so much shit to anybody I want and just run behind her and be like, "Get him, baby. You got this."
Oh yeah, okay. I just realized who that Tapa chick is.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. She's a chick from fucking Jeff Jarrett shit. Like Gunn said, she's stupid. She gonna lose. She gonna die.
Yeah.
Death in a cage.
I can see Don saying something like, hey, Gabby's beating the shit out of some dude. Hey, he called you a bitch. She's like, what does that mean? She's not gonna speak English yet.
What does that mean?
I'm not bitch Correa. I'm Gabby.
I'm just sitting there typing it in on my translator on my phone. Just like, this is what he said. He said this word.
She turns around just angry, hulks out. This motherfucker said what? All right, fellas. So that's gonna be for our UFC preview with everything else mixed in it for Sao Paulo tomorrow. Again, early Fight Pass prelims 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. FS1 prelims 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and the main card kicks off at 10 Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. So again, check them out. Check out the card. Thanks for watching here. You can follow Don at Don the MMA Guy. Jesse at Spawat 1983. That's SPWAT 1983. And Nick is at Nick X Micro. When's that gonna become Nick B Drankin? That needs to fucking be a thing.
It's not happening.
I'm never gonna forget it. So I'm just
Yo,
gonna keep...
Eddie, before we go,
What up?
what's your fight nickname?
Oh fuck. Shit, that's a good... I didn't even think about it. I'll go with El Guapo. How's that?
Alright.
I'll steal Boss as a nickname. What about you, Nick? Who you got? What do you think? Like last second, what would be your own nickname?
I have no fucking clue. I noticed I've been slowly blending into this chair, so probably like Shadow or something.
Darkness is your
Darkness.
Darkness.
Yes.
All right, Jesse. What would be your nickname, man?
I'll have to go with what I already have, so Smiley Pie.
There you go. And Don.
Okay, the Profound Lover. Now I'm gonna tell you how I got this.
Oh god.
I took the Childish Gambino approach and typed in what's my Wu-Tang name.
Ha!
Put in my whole name and it was like Profound Lover and I was like, fuck yeah, it is.
That's fucking perfect, actually. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we got a couple tweets here. Sorry, I apologize for being late on that. Andrew Reed saying I'm going for Vitor. Not that my opinion means piss all. So that's 2 for Vitor. The rest of you guys for Henderson. And I understand about the comments on YouTube. I'm trying to figure it out how he emailed YouTube about him. Some people can comment, others can't. It's really fucking weird. So
they have to make a Google Plus account.
What?
Mm-hmm.
They really do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I ended up having to do it last time. You connect it to your Google Plus account, or if you have one or not, and then it works.
All right. Well, Mike Jarvis, try that out, dude. Make a Google Plus account, connect it, and then see if for the next year you can make some comments on there, and then we can fix that issue. But I emailed YouTube and they haven't hit me back because YouTube. So, all right. Again, you follow these guys. You can follow me at Elaw31. Follow the page at CrossBonesMMA. Somewhere down here is the subscribe button. Hit that shit. You can go to CrossBonesMMA.com for all of our shows and other interesting things that we post on there. And hold up, what the hell are you just calling me? This motherfucker. Mike Jarvis said no. Okay. Mike Jarvis says my nickname should be my name should be Eddie the Glory Hole Law. That's fucked up.
Yes.
That's saved. That's saved forever.
Okay. Well, on that note, everyone have a good night. Enjoy the fight. Enjoy the rest of Bellator. I think the main event's on right now. I'm gonna try and stream
about
or
to
something.
go there.
Are they? Oh, the main event's about to start. And UFC Sao Paulo tomorrow. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit any of these guys up on Twitter. We'll shoot the shit with you guys. So
RFA tonight too.
Huh?
RFA and Glory tonight too.
We got RFA and Glory. Well, Glory replay, and then RFA is on tonight. So, all right, fellas. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thanks everyone for watching. Everyone have a good night, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Later.